Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Just Interesting podcast, episode 120. It is the season finale, the end of season 5, where we finally crown the winner of this season in our quiz, our weekly quiz, and it is Robin versus Martin. And this week, I have an extra special, extra long quiz for you guys.
1,000 questions.
Long.
Yep, it's gonna be a big one, and feel free to take part when that happens a bit later on. But before that, we're going to be discussing some of the strangest medical cures. Well, I shouldn't really say cures, should I? Some of the strangest medical treatments in history.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, before that, we're going to be discussing some things that we've learned this week, along with a riddle. And I think, Robin, you're going to be happy with the riddle I've chosen this week.
Really?
I think it's quite a good one. I like it.
Okay.
But that might mean that you're going to hate it. So I don't know.
It's quite possible.
But we'll see. We'll see. Oh, I've just realized, Robin, for those of you watching on YouTube, you can see that Robin is listed as Mart Interesting.
Yeah, and I was going to inquire about that. I think it's a very diplomatic way, Alex, of guaranteeing that nobody wins the quiz, and yet everyone wins the quiz.
Here, let me fix it. Let me fix it. Hang on a second. Bear with me. I've got to fix this.
Oh.
Well, Martin, how are you? How you doing, Martin?
I'm well, thank you, Robin. I'm very well. We had what's known as a bank holiday here in the UK.
We did indeed.
Which meant we had the Monday off as a holiday. And I got away down to Devon on Friday.
Went down to Devon.
Went down to Devon, yeah. A family affair. So that was nice.
Oh, I'm glad you had a nice time. Devon is a lovely part of the country.
Yeah.
Not that we're sponsored by the Devon Tourist Board, but if you're ever in the UK and fancy exploring outside the big city of London, Devon's not a bad place to go.
It is, and actually, the weather there was much nicer than it was. I don't know what it was over the weekend. It probably was quite nice, but today
really nice.
I woke up and it was windy and a bit overcast and pretty horrible.
Oh, really?
And,
it's lovely up here.
It's
really nice. Yeah.
Is it really?
In Scotland, yeah.
Scotland. And then I looked at my phone and said, "What?"
What's going to use that as a buzzer in future? Just Martin going, Scotland.
And it was still 20 degrees down there, and it was 12 here, so I felt a bit cheated. But hey, got to come back at some point.
Not unless you live in Scotland, Martin. Then you never have to come back. So
there we go.
Just move to Scotland.
Oh man, we're joined by a bunch of people in the live chat on YouTube as we stream this live. We've got Paul Water says, "Hey all, I made it onto the live chat finally! Yay!" We've got Spiffing says, "We're all Martin here." We've got Cat Jab who says, "What have I missed?" The answer, Cat Jab, is nothing. You're here at the beginning of the live stream. Well done. Well done indeed. And a big hello to all the rest of you. Captain Wonky, Camera Shy Coco, particularly Camera Shy Coco. Hope everything is going well with you. CS Drummerson, Taco Cat, Hey Now Paulie, Andreas Veninger, Aaron Lee, Sam Mainman, MHL. Gosh, I could keep going. Apologies if I haven't read out your name. It's nothing personal. It's just I can't bother to keep going. But whilst I'm reading out names, I might as well use this opportunity to thank our Patreon supporters and our lovely YouTube members, some of the best people in the world who support us and keep this channel going and let us do exciting things like our documentaries made on location in York, one of which is already out on the channel. Feel free to check it out. It's about Dick Turpin and his escapades in York. But it's particular thanks to new member, Still Not Bitten, our new silver membership.
Nice.
Thank you.
Another new member, Safu1.
I feel like they deserve a round of applause for new members.
They do. A round of applause.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's like graduation all over again.
And long-standing
generally get less and less as we go along. Not meaningful, it's just your hands hurt, you know.
But also special big thanks to our long-standing supporters, Rashad Najar, Caleb Wilk Jones, John Baker, Janie, Henry Ruffle, the Super Show podcast, Nicholas Dill, Emmett Tapia, Hey Swanboat, Ahmad, Peaswad, Josh Chomatek, Filthy Casual, Simon Workman, and Captain Wonky. Thank you all for your support, and thank you to all of our Patreon members and YouTube members, all of whom get access to an extra recording of A Little More Interesting, which we do in addition, like a mini podcast, in addition to this podcast, as well as access to our Discord server and some behind-the-scenes videos, and usually early access to all of our video essays and documentaries that we make separate to the podcast. So,
and also,
thank you.
Of course, Robin, the ultimate selling point, which is some saucy pictures of yourself that you send personally when everyone signs up. That's what I heard. Yeah,
that's what you heard. Okay, I'm not aware of that rumor, and
I mean, it's been reported, and part of the reason why you're on the run, wasn't it? But
for legal reasons, going to clarify: you do not receive saucy pictures of me if you become a YouTube member or Patreon supporter. Do not sue us. Okay.
Sue us if we do, sue us if we don't. There we go.
Indeed. But no, that is a fantastic point, Robin, and worth mentioning as well that this season, we have been a bit rubbish with sticking to our actual time slot. But normally, next season, we're going to be back on Mondays at 9 p.m. GMT or BST over on the YouTube channel. If you want to catch us live in future, that is when these will be taking place. Fellas, would you like a riddle to kick off the podcast with?
I would love a riddle.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Slap it on me.
Here we go. I don't know if this can be really difficult or really easy, but try this.
I thought that was part of the riddle.
Oh no, this isn't. Not yet. Try this one on for size.
Okay. That's a clue.
With thieves I can sort, with the vilest in short. I'm quite at ease in depravity, yet all divines use me, and savants can't lose me. For I am the century of gravity. What am I?
Oh, goodness.
What?
That was a lot of words.
That was very fancy.
I like it.
Do you want me to say it again?
Yes, please.
Okay. With thieves I can sort, with the vilest in short. I'm quite at ease in depravity, yet all divines use me, and savants can't lose me. For I am the century of gravity. What am I?
What's that? The century or century?
I am the century.
Century. SENTURY.
Yeah.
Century.
Century of gravity.
Beginning with a C or an S?
With a C.
Okay, just checking. Century.
I'll let you guys think about that for a little bit. And if you know it in the comments, then feel free to have a guess. But I will reveal the answer at the end of the episode. But before, before we start with our main topic, we need to know what we've learned this week. So who wants to go first? I'm going to kick off. I'm going to kick off with our resident robot, Robin.
You're picking me, are you? Okay.
I am indeed.
Well, I have a question for you, lads, before I reveal what I learned this week. Do you watch a lot of TV?
I watch too much TV, yes.
Traditional TV? I imagine we're encompassing a lot of elements here.
Let's go with traditional TV, yeah.
Not that much.
No? Okay.
No.
But Alex, you'd say that you do watch quite a bit of TV.
What do you mean by traditional TV? Like
TV
broadcast.
shows, things that are broadcast on TV. It might be on catch-up, but it's TV programs, not like watching movies on your TV, but watching...
What about on Netflix?
Oh, okay.
Are we getting into the weeds here?
This is getting into it. That's beside the point. So the
I
follow-up
watch
question...
a lot of TV content on a number of devices.
Are you content in your relationships?
What is this therapy? Is this?
Well, because in 2012, I came across a study from 2012.
I didn't say this is an old fact.
This is a very old fact. No, I came across a study this week from 2012 that measured people's happiness in their romantic relationships and the amount of TV that they watched.
Okay.
Apparently, it found also their opinions on what kind of TV they watched, and it found that apparently people who believe that portrayals of romance on TV are realistic are actually less likely to be happy in their own relationships and more likely to cheat on their partners.
I mean, I believe that. That sounds...
Is the idea that their expectations are too high?
Yeah, right.
And so because it's there's an idealized version, not often, not always.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Imagine
Yeah.
if you watch a lot of Hallmark movies.
Exactly.
You're gonna,
Yeah, the study specifically refers to unrealistic portrayals of romantic relationships on TV, which I think, to me, I think that hints more towards the Hallmark category than the bromance.
Is Hallmark like rom-com?
It's like a lot of romance and Christmas films, and often tied together.
Yeah, it's in comedy. Yes, I'm not sure if it's entirely intentional, but it's there. Yeah.
Okay. I need to look up more about these Hallmark films if that's what they're really called.
They're like kind of
Well, they're not. It's a genre now, isn't it?
Okay.
They're not all made by Hallmark. Hallmark still makes them, but they're kind of like
I see.
all those Christmas Prince things on Netflix. I think they count as
Straight to DVD kind of crap.
yeah.
Got it.
Not that they're any worse than, say, the straight to DVD action movie crap that a lot of other people enjoy. I'm just saying, we're not disparaging that genre. Anybody who loves that, that's your thing. That's fine. But yeah, apparently, according to this study in 2012, people who believe in those depictions of relationships are less likely to be content in their own and more likely to cheat on their partner.
I wonder if the study would, judge this based on what TV people are watching. So, like, I want them to do a follow-up study with people that just exclusively watch HBO versus people that watch Netflix or people that, just watch reality TV. I think that'd be interesting.
That would be interesting. But again, it would be correlation, not cause, right? Because it might be that people, for instance, if people who watched a lot of HBO were more likely to be faithful to their partners, it might be that people who are more likely to be faithful happen to like HBO,
Yes.
Yeah.
Could be a different demographic. If you're older, you've been with your partner for longer, you may be less likely to break up. Whereas someone who's watching this Hallmark crap, which, let's be honest, like you can't really be valuing your time watching this. So maybe then you don't value other things in your life.
Oh, gosh, we are just blowing the lid off the roof tonight, aren't we? This is...
come on, look at some of these. Christmas at the Plaza. A Christmas cookie catastrophe.
Oh no, he's going down the rabbit hole.
They also actually have a mystery channel as well, Hallmark Mysteries, and they have some some cracking titles for those.
I mean, this is bad. Why is there so much cooking involved in these? The Baker's Son.
Good food makes good loving, Martin.
Yeah,
come on,
Christmas
Martin.
cookie. There's actually always a more. that's good.
There you go.
Oh. Yeah.
Have you never combined food and love, Martin?
Gingerbread romance. Why is this all? I mean, actually, they've basically done an algorithm checker, haven't they? Of like, what do people like? It's when Netflix went through that phase of just like amalgamating different programs together and then realizing they're actually all rubbish and cancelling them after a season.
I bet they love ChatGPT because I bet ChatGPT now comes up with a lot of their titles.
All the titles.
Yeah. A Christmas to Remember. Yeah, that sounds quite chat GPT, doesn't it?
Well, Martin,
Christmas at the Holly Lodge. So anyway, enough of this.
Apart
from those later,
apart from the magic that is the Hallmark Channel, what else have you learned this week?
I learned a little bit about space.
Space.
And specifically, what people like to eat in space.
Oh yeah.
And I found this a little bit controversial, so I wanted to get your thoughts.
Okay.
But apparently, something that the chef, the dedicated chef, the astronaut, basically, up in astronauts like to cook are burritos.
Really?
And
that makes sense. I think.
And the idea being that everything's kind of contained within a burrito.
Yeah.
It's held together. I'm looking at the ones they're doing. It looks like there's kind of like breakfast burritos. There's not too much in it. But I was thinking that a burrito, yes, it's held together. If that goes wrong, that's got to be one of the worst. Imagine all of that.
Those grains of rice floating around.
Oh, awful. So I was just wanted to get your thoughts on like, what do you think are actually the best things to eat in space? I wanted to bring that to the table.
Yeah, I just thought burritos, if they're made faithfully to the original format, you wouldn't want to eat something in space that would make your bowels active, right? Surely that's a bad idea.
Yes.
Everyone's friends in space. There's no secrets there. Oh, that's a very good question, Martin. Yeah.
What would you go for? And let's open this up. Let's open this up to the chat as well. What would you go for in space? Like nothing too kind of sloppy or grainy. You want something that kind of stays together, right? So maybe like a.
I'd have a smorgasbord of British lunchbox snacks. You know, cheese,
like
cheese
pepperami.
strings,
That's not going
pepperami, baby bells. You're having a great time in space.
Yeah, actually, hard cheese is probably a good idea as well. Something solid.
Yeah, samosas.
Yes.
Contained.
Yep.
Although the flaky pastry might get a bit.
If you're bringing phyllo pastry to space, then get out of the capsule.
What have you brought in? I brought in like a 6-pack of croissants.
Robin, your strudel has gone everywhere. There's strudel in the mechanism, Robin.
I'm just going to cook some popcorn. Don't do it. Oh man, yeah. Anything saucy, not a good idea. Yeah. I imagine tipping a bowl of milk over. Oh dear, I'm just thinking all the disasters now. That'd be.
But then,
that's the real nightmare.
If you tip it over in zero gravity, then you've got an opportunity to fix it before it actually gets anywhere.
Because the bubbles,
Because it's just spilling, but like not going anywhere. So you can just wrap it up or try and get it back in the bottle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Captain Wonky said a chocolate
Sign
fountain.
me up, NASA.
Yeah, great shout. Everyone needs a chocolate fountain.
Yeah.
They're living like royalty up there in the space station. Yeah.
That would be chaos, though. If it was spewing forth chocolate at the rate that chocolate fountain, and
it
all bubbles up and just goes everywhere. Oh man! Yeah.
Spiffing says barbecue sauce drenched ribs. Yum yum.
Oh.
I think that's a terrible shout, Spiffing. Just
the ribs stuck to the controls. We can't get it off.
Someone's just greasily eating these ribs and then touching all the buttons of the space.
I'm pretty sure you should have gone down onto the moon about half an hour ago. And I'm just cleaning the rib sauce off the side of the spacecraft. Do that later.
The thought of that is actually stressing me out, even though I'm not an astronaut. I'm not on the space station.
Just a rib. There's just bones, just bones floating around.
Yeah.
Oh no! Dear. Don't do it. Don't eat ribs in space.
Well, speaking of food, I learned a little something this week about lemons. And
is it the moon's shaped like a lemon?
It's not shaped like a lemon, Martin. It's not shaped like a lemon.
It has a lemon type shape.
Insert plug for all our YouTube members who get an exclusive lemon emoji to use in the chat on YouTube.
Oh yeah!
Yes, of course. Actually, yeah. Really? There we go. Here we go. Yeah, it's coming.
Captain Wonky's throwing it out there. Yeah,
very good.
But what I learned this week was that lemons aren't a naturally occurring fruit. They were created in Southeast Asia by crossing a citron fruit with a bitter orange around 4,000 years ago, and they were spread around the world.
Really?
Once it was discovered that they were useful at preventing scurvy.
I'm not doubting this, but 4,000 years ago, how do they know that? Did someone write it down?
It's a good question.
I crossbred the oranges with a citron fruit.
Also, as it has been pointed out, I mean, they're saying like it's not naturally occurring. Most modern fruits are not naturally occurring at this point. Yeah. But the punchline with this, though, Robin, this is more of a joke, to be honest. The punchline is, put it another way, life didn't give you lemons. We made them ourselves.
We made them.
Nice.
So,
yeah.
You know, actually, that's as a metaphor for humanity's relationship with nature and the planet. That works, doesn't it?
Yeah. Exactly. But have you seen
when
this?
life gives you lemons, tough it. We made them for ourselves.
Definitely going to end up in a self-help seminar at some point.
Did you know about citrons, though? I just thought that was like a...
French for
lemon. Are they a thing?
I just thought that was like a, used in different languages to describe lemon, like the foreign language word for lemon.
Isn't that the French?
Yeah. But it's its own fruit, and it's like looks kind of like a lemon, but with a very waxy skin, and it's very thick. Like there's not a lot of juice inside of it.
So which, I mean, if they're being crossbred, which part of the lemon's characteristics come from each? Do you know? So like a citron more of like the peel or the sweetness, or
so I think it's basically the the juiciness of this bitter orange. But like, if you look at a citron, it's kind of like a lemon, except the thickness of the skin, if you like cut into it, is just really thick. There's hardly any fruit on the inside, hardly any like of the juicy pulp. But so I think most of that probably comes from the bitter orange.
I've just got a desire to eat a lemon now.
Go and eat a lemon. Go crack on. Yeah.
I can't help but... No, I'm a fan of new lemon juices. It's a nice flavouring in a lot of meals. But I have to say, this sounds like... This can only have happened, 4,000 years ago when humanity was beginning to really experiment with food. Because I think that's a failure. I think that's someone saying, oh, this citron is crap. It's all flesh. This bitter orange is too bitter. I'm going to make a better fruit out of the two of them. And they made a lemon. And nobody eats lemons for the sake of eating a lemon. You only ever have
beg
it.
to differ.
Oh,
as a kid, I used to munch on a lemon or two.
You do eat onions as well. You eat raw onions.
No, I don't eat raw onions.
Bet you do.
And you're saying that, Robin, with your first world privilege, like multivitamins. Yeah. We're talking back in the days where people got scurvy. Lemons were lifesavers, Robin.
Yeah, I know, but that didn't. Firstly, it was actually limes. But secondly, they didn't invent the lemon to deal with scurvy. They weren't in Southeast Asia going like, oh, what cures scurvy? I know, there's fruit that doesn't exist yet. That's not a thing.
Well, no, they were later used to cure scurvy. I'm sure that before that, the citron and this bitter orange were used.
So why did they make the lemon?
Because it was nice.
But they couldn't. No, I'm pro lemon. I'm a lemon fan. But I'm just saying, I don't think
dissing the lemon.
You've backed yourself into an anti-lemon corner.
I don't think whoever invented the lemon was thinking about all those lemon juice bottles on the supermarket shelves. Like, this will go great on pancakes, folks. I don't think they were thinking about that. I think they were trying to make an apple or something nice, and they just failed. That's my theory.
Do you know what I think happened?
Yeah, maybe.
I think, like most inventions, I think it was probably an accident. I think it was probably a mistake. And it just happened by mistake. And they didn't know what they were doing. It's like, oh, look at what I've made.
I like the citron fruit, but it's just too pithy. We need more flesh in this. If I crossbreed it, then I'll get like basically a citron, but it's better. Why not? Why not?
Very smart. Whoever did it, though, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Some kind of a
absolutely.
Who did the pea crossbreeding way back when?
Oh, I don't know off the top of my head.
Began with M. To prove gene
it was
inheritance.
Was he like some kind of a
he was a monk. He was a French monk, wasn't he? Began with M. Did anybody in the live chat, know who came up with and proved, as Martin said, through his breeding of peas, that genes were inherited by generations?
Let us know.
Is that just? I don't know that. Is that just common knowledge?
Did you? Well, obviously not. We don't know.
yeah. Some of us went to a real school, Alex. I'm joking.
Well, fellas, speaking of comments, are there any that you wanted to raise from the past week?
Yes. Sorry, just awkward pause.
You're Googling it, Robin, aren't you? You're Googling this monk.
I may be, but I will reply to a comment first, actually. So we got a comment just today, actually, from Turbo Toad on a little video essay I made a couple of months ago about the USA's secret plan to conquer the moon, Project Horizon. And Turbo Toad says, been trying to find where you guys went since the days of the channel that shall not be named. Good to see you're still at it.
Oh,
so
nice.
Well, thank you, Turbo Toad, and welcome back to the fold. Really glad you rediscovered us, and impressed that you found us all these years later. Well done.
And when the previous channel was still up, we did have a link to this, but I guess it must be very difficult for people to find us now from those days now.
Yes, they'd have to look for Just Interesting, and maybe that wasn't the best name for SEO purposes.
Yeah.
Well, I've got a comment from Beth Shep 1998, and Beth Shep says, my Just Interesting drinking game. One sip when interesting is said, James Bond is mentioned, Martin having the trophy is mentioned, we hear a jingle in the background, that'll be my dog, Orson or Delia are the buzzers, and there's 2 seconds of silence. 2 sips when rugby is mentioned, someone's gone to prison, and another topic that comes up that could be another episode, a new buzzer is introduced, and just interesting is said, and then half a drink when castration is mentioned. The listener/drinking game participant gets the riddle, and a listener donates during a live episode. And down your drink when Alex wins a quiz. Yes! So I think there's some good options in there. So thank you, Beth.
That's a great one.
That's actually fantastic. And now I'm never felt more self-conscious about the about what we do on the podcast. That's incredible. I think we've had a few of those already this episode, haven't we? So,
that's true, actually. Yeah,
it's always been a lifelong dream of mine to have a drinking game based on my antics. So that's
you narcissist.
That's crossed something off my list there. So that's amazing. Yeah, thank you.
There we go. In the live chat, Spiffing says Gregor Mendel.
Well, that's the name.
Is that
that's
the name?
guy. That's the guy.
Very good. Thank you, Spiffing. I had a comment from Hey Now Paulie, who is he in the live chat at the moment? I don't know if he is. He often is.
I don't think so. Yeah.
But this was on last week's podcast episode, and he says this was a great episode of the Just Bond theme songs podcast. It was crazy. So it's like three separate occasions. I think in last week's episode, James Bond theme songs came up.
Ka-ching.
And I know I'm well aware that I've just brought it up again in this week's episode, but I thought that was.
I'm not quite sure why you have such an issue with The Spy Who Loved Me.
No. We're not getting into specifics.
Actually
no.
just today, Martin. I finished reading the novelization by Christopher Wood of the film The Spy Who Loved Me.
Oh, that's an interesting. Some movie inception there.
Yeah, I know, because the book The Spy Who Loved Me by Ian Fleming is completely different in all but title to the film The Spy Who Loved Me.
Oh, I see.
Why have I done this?
But then the author who wrote the book of the film also wrote the screenplay of the film, but he didn't like the film for going a bit too silly, so he wrote the book to be more like an Ian Fleming novel. So actually, the book of the film is very different from the film, which is totally different from the original book. So there's three separate stories called The Spy Who Loved Me. And actually, I kind of prefer the novelization of the film to the other two.
Really? Interesting.
Yeah. It's good.
But what about the theme?
Well, Nobody Does It Better is it's a beautiful song. I love that song. Top 3 Bond songs?
It's up there. It's right up there. Yeah.
Alex.
Have we moved on from James? Sorry, I realised I brought that up. I'm responsible for that. I'm very sorry. Fellas, shall we?
Straight into the trap.
Shall we jump into our main topic this week, which is discussing weirdest medical cures, treatments from history?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, well, we've just kind of got a list of them, to be honest. I don't really know how we start this one, but it's just like some of the weirdest, wackiest, craziest medical treatments that we could find, and we just wanted to talk through some of them with you. So should I go for one first?
Go for it.
Well, do either of you suffer from hysteria, and can I offer you something to fix it in this trying time?
Well, Alex, as any medically trained professional knows, men do not suffer hysteria. Only women suffer hysteria.
Fair enough. Well, I mean, I may have something for them then. It's a vibrator, Robin. Because 19th century doctors...
Oh, I've got hysteria, actually.
You want a vibrator?
Yeah.
You get a vibrator. You get a vibrator. Everyone gets a vibrator. And we have 19th century doctors to thank for the introduction of the vibrator, actually, which was first advertised as a cure for a catch-all female disease known as hysteria.
Suddenly, there was a huge increase in the amount of people diagnosed with hysteria. Doctor, I'm suffering from hysteria. Look at me.
Hysteria was believed to cause any number of maladies, including anxiety, irritability, sexual desire, insomnia, faintness, and a bloated stomach. So there you go.
There we go.
Is this a cure looking for a disease? It sounds a bit like.
I mean, that could basically summarize most people. I think would probably suffer from one or two of those symptoms.
The ground starts to shake. So many people. So the 19th century. What
19th
like
century.
Late 19th century. I imagine it must be fairly late, right? How does an old school vibrator work?
It was there's an image of
get
one
into the specifics.
from 1909, and it does look pretty archaic, to be honest.
Yeah.
But the treatment that they recommended was for a pelvic massage that would induce hysterical paroxysm, commonly known as an orgasm.
I prefer the other term.
I'm gonna use that next time.
But this was a treatment carried out by Victorian doctors who manually massaged
dirty bastards.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Of course they did. Yeah.
So
we know this story. Here we go. It all comes out now, doesn't it?
Their hands, literally, our hands are on the pelvic area, and then the vibrator does its thing separately to the pelvic massage.
No, sorry.
No, it's part of it.
They were before this genius invention. They were doing it themselves manually, and they got fed up. They were sick of it. Their hands were getting sore, and in an effort to spare the doctors this work, one ingenious practitioner named Dr. Joseph Mortimer Granville created a steam-powered electromechanical medical instrument.
That sounds dangerous.
Nicknamed, this is the best nickname, nicknamed the Manipulator.
Right on the nose.
Wow.
The device allowed women to give themselves home massages, allowing them to cure their wandering wounds.
So it wasn't like supervision of the doctor with this steam-powered machine. They were just selling them to women to...
Yeah, but I mean, I think that's a step in the right direction, to be honest, Rob.
I mean obviously, yes.
But what it was before.
I'm surprised something so dangerous sounding was just sold straight away. I'd have assumed it was like, wow.
Yeah.
See, this is one of those unsung benefits of the patriarchy. You know, all these doctors like, these women, they suffer hysteria. What's hysteria? Being a woman, everything. Oh, how do we solve it? Oh, let's give them paroxysms, hysterical paroxysms. How do we do that? Well, let's invent a machine. Like, does it do anything else? No, it's just for women. Like, okay, fine. Finally, step an appreciation.
So you're defending the patriarchy because they gave women vibrators? Is that...
I'm saying it completely outweighs all of the things that the patriarchy is criticised for doing. You know, obviously. Come on,
okay.
Is it not? Can no one else see this? Is it just?
That's an absolute hot take. But I thought that was quite a good one.
Yeah.
Did either of you have
get the party started with the bang?
Oh yeah. Oh,
well, I don't even know how to segue with it. I'm really not quite sure. You know the phrase blowing smoke up someone's backside?
Oh my gosh, this is a theme now.
I've heard of that phrase, yes.
You heard the phrase.
Yeah.
I have no idea whether it has anything to do with my next... don't know if it does, but it aligns quite nicely because I'm going to talk about tobacco smoke enemas. Yeah.
Sounds healthy.
So, similar time, actually, to your vibrators being introduced there, Alex. 18th and 19th centuries, they used tobacco smoke, which was administered rectally.
Okay.
Is it the same doctor who invented this? The same guy?
Absolutely loving it, isn't it?
I've got the solution to all of life's problems. Do you have an orifice below your waist?
Wasn't this kind of like in the Enlightenment period? Isn't this like where medical science was really coming to fruition?
Took a few steps forward, yeah. Maybe a couple back as well.
Yeah.
Mainly forward.
A few steps forward, a few steps back.
Oh my gosh.
And the reason they did this, there's a few reasons why they did it, but the ultimate thing was that they thought that tobacco had medicinal properties, right? And could be used for a number of different things. Disturbingly, they thought that it could be used to revive unconscious individuals. So this obviously was not done with consent, and in particular those who had suffered from drowning, asphyxiation, or shock. And so, quite ironically, they thought that the smoke would work in stimulating the respiratory system and restore function to the vital organs.
Oh dear,
makes perfect sense.
Exactly. So, as you would with any other type of enema, never had one, but I've heard these things. A tube gets inserted into the rectum, into the patient's a rectal tube gets inserted into the anus, and then this is quite the picture here. But they get a fumigator, one of those big old.
It's a great
pipes,
one.
No, what?
Like
a bellows.
Exactly, bellows. Have some more smoke up your ass. So they're just pushing down on this thing, pumping smoke into the poor.
Oh my gosh!
The poor person to get this smoke into their bloodstream via the anus.
You too could become a Victorian first aider with your manipulator in one hand and your fumigator.
Quick, call St. John's ambulance.
It's all right. I'm here. Anybody got some tobacco on them?
Exactly.
Get it now at JML in selected stores.
All I need is some hot coals, steam, and some tobacco smoke. My gosh.
Of course, this obviously didn't work, and actually, in some cases, was pretty dangerous.
Oh gosh!
With the nicotine being absorbed really quickly into the bloodstream, it quite often induced nicotine poisoning.
Oh no!
And also, of course, damage for the respiratory system. And, no shit. When we got into the late 19th century, they've fallen out of fashion, as you'd have hoped, and they stopped doing this, practicing this. But yeah, I mean that one's pretty damn horrible to be unconscious and be like, oh my goodness, thank goodness you've been brought around.
What a way to wake up! Yeah,
a bit of smoke up your backside,
farting smoke.
My gosh,
ages.
Yeah.
But in terms of the dangerous factor there, Martin, in terms of they weren't far off. In terms of the the process, they were like, the smoke will act rapidly, get through their body, and it'll wake them up. Like it does actually act rapidly on the body, just in the opposite effect.
Yes, and actually, Andras Werniger said, cancer speed run. Yes, probably speeds up that too.
Yeah, that's true.
That's it's one of those where it's like it's crazy. They just got it. They went the complete wrong way with it, didn't they? That's
literally the wrong way.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Exactly.
I wonder if now that tobacco is clearly the problem there, tobacco and nicotine. Would vapes work now? If you
don't, mate. If any kids are watching, don't
give the vape industry any ideas, Robin.
No, let's not go down that road.
Just imagining those fancy cigarette holders where they're really long and thin, and you put the little cigarette in the end. You just attach that to the end of a vape. I'm like,
A&E is going to get absolutely inundated with I slipped and fell on it, but it won't be that. It'll just be I saw it on YouTube and thought it might be a good idea to reinvent this horrific 18th century medical practice.
Where did you see it on YouTube? This podcast.
We're definitely not encouraging a new vape challenge. That's not what's happening on this podcast. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, that is very fascinating and disturbing, Martin. Thank you for that.
I mean, my first one is not in the same technique, but it's kind of related in terms of from rectal pains to abdominal and womb pains. I was reading in preparation for this Leech book from the 10th century, written in Old English, of course, Anglo-Saxon medicine, fellas, and there's some beautiful treatments in there, as well as, for the record, some treatments that actually work today.
Okay.
But this one is for treating womb pain, and the treatment is when you see a dung beetle on the ground.
Oh God,
flinging!
It's not a good
dung. Grasp it with 2 hands and the dung ball. Wave your hands strongly. Say 3 times, "I am making a remedy for belly pain." Then throw the beetle away over your back, but do not shoulder after it. And when a person's womb or abdomen hurts, grasp their womb with your hands, and soon they'll be well. And you can do this for 12 months after catching the beetle. and it will be effective.
12 months.
Up to 12 months, yeah.
Where do they get this from? Like, genuinely, where does that come from? What's the origin of that?
Someone wanting to sell the remedy.
I mean, that is definitely... So this manuscript has been compiled from various sources, and this is part of... This one comes in a whole list of herbal remedies, mixing traditional herbs and things, some of which are the originators of the chemicals that are put in modern painkillers and things, and antibiotics. So in the middle of all these actually quite logical herbal treatments, you just get this, which is clearly some quack doctor's, dung beetle, just grab it.
Wave it about. Yeah.
But also, I'm just imagining a situation where a woman has womb pain, which is something that obviously happens, and it's like, I'm in pain, get the doctor. And the doctor's like, it's all right. Within the last 11 months, I have picked up a dung beetle and thrown it over my shoulder. So stand back and let me lay my hands on it.
Yeah.
Do you think that in these cases there was ever... I mean, of course, if you've got certain pains, it's not going to be alleviated long term by something like this, but the placebo effect, even back then, would have presumably helped, at least in the short term.
It's true.
Cure, in inverted commas, a lot of these ailments, right?
Yeah,
I guess
if you think it's going to work, then often, not often, but it can work. The placebo effects, it's a known thing.
I mean, I guess at least with this one, it's not going to do anything bad. Except to the dung beetle, maybe just disturb their day a little bit. But worst case scenario, it's just going to improve it a little bit with the placebo effect. Unlike blowing smoke up someone's bum,
it's not great.
That's actually good. Yeah, cancer speedrun. This is possibly could help a little bit. Yeah, like you say,
maybe
placebo, maybe.
Yeah, sure.
If they believe it.
Yeah,
if they believe it.
If they believe it, absolutely. Yeah.
Maybe.
And who knows?
Maybe.
We shouldn't poo-poo potential dung beetle remedies.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm not saying I advocate for it at all. I mean, it's definitely doesn't help. It's just so random. It's just, how does something like that start? Even if you were like, trying to sell snake oil to people, like package it a bit better, more believable.
Yeah. If it's a snake oil treatment? Yeah. What's the transaction there? It's just like,
I guess with the dung beetle, you don't even have to have anything on you. You don't have to. Yeah, you can just say, "Oh yeah, I've had one. I've done this practice in the last 12 months. Here you go." It's not a cure, obviously. It's not a treatment, but you can use it at any time because you can always claim to have held this beetle within the last 12 months.
That's true.
So it's an easy fix.
Yeah,
fix.
And everyone's like, "You said that a month ago." I was like, yes, in the last month I've found another beetle.
Yeah.
It's fine. Yeah.
It's fine. Just top it up every few months. Yeah.
Oh, amazing. Well, I've got another one I'd like to share, if that's okay.
Please do.
Also from the late 19th century. But have you guys heard of the Whale Hotel?
No.
This one's amazing. So there's an article from 1899 which reports on a hotel in Australia where you could go for treatment for rheumatoid arthritis. And in this treatment, whenever a nearby whale died at the hotel, like near the hotel, patients would be rowed out to the whale. Then the whale would be cut up and a narrow hole made in the body. The patient would then lie down in the carcass for around 2 hours. And this process allegedly relieved soreness and inflammation. And this is the best bit. The treatment was apparently discovered by a drunken man.
Of course.
Who was staggering along the beach near the whaling station at Twofold Bay. And seeing a dead whale cut open, took a header into the decomposing blubber.
Oh my god!
And was
Is
like,
this where they got
hey,
the Han Solo scene from?
My inflammation's just gone down. I don't know if there's any kind of
just fell into it
medicalness backing this up.
I can't believe there is.
I can't believe there would be.
I can't believe it. It's nonsense.
I'm also surprised, though, a little bit that it's not some kind of weird treatment that billionaires do today. I could see that.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
They still have like use rhino ivory and stuff in some medicines, don't they?
Yeah, ground ivory.
Ground ivory.
Mhm.
And
Gosh.
so I could see this being like some weird billionaire treatment.
I
No.
love the honesty of it, though. That's the thing. It's such an Australian story, isn't it? It's like, if you're going to make this up, and like, I've made a whole business, a hotel, come to my hotel. And then when a whale dies, which happens all the time, we'll go out there and we'll cut it up and you can lie in it for a couple of hours. And there's no attempt to be like, how do you discover this? Well, through rigorous scientific research and, testing of all these remedies, we found out that this was the best way. No, the answer is, yeah, some drunk bloke just crawled into a whale once and said it felt better. Yeah.
Of course he did. He sobered up.
And apparently it just took him 2 hours for him to work his way out of the whale. So like he was just in there for 2 hours. And then when he emerged, he found he was not only sober, but he was cured of his arthritis.
That's amazing. Oh, that's incredible.
Well, I found a new hangover cure. Amazing.
Decomposing whale. Oh, wow.
If you ever need to sober up quickly and you're near a decomposing whale, well, I've got the best cure for you. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Did he say which hole he climbed into and which hole he climbed out of?
It didn't, unfortunately. It was only from like a very brief Australian article, like a newspaper article describing this.
I'm thinking like his stomach split and then crawling just inside of the...
Yeah. I would guess so, because this was at a whaling station, so I'm guessing maybe they'd removed some of the kind of internal parts.
I don't understand why you'd be like, oh yeah, that's a good idea. What?
Let me tell you about alcohol, Martin.
Still, man, they've really got to be pretty cold.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh man!
Wow.
I really wish I was there at that moment. I wish there were people at the whaling station, doing their day jobs, either when he crawled in and especially when he crawled out. They're just there, like they're about to cut at this whale. Like, oh, it's time to cut up the whale, lads. Get the oil out, and then it starts moving. Like, what's going on? What's going on? And then, bursting out of a hole comes this man, like, oh my gosh, I'm
cured.
sober.
Oh man, that is horrific.
Just disgusting. So disgusting. Oh. Wow. Martin, what have you got? What's your other one?
Yeah, so my second one was the uses of mummies in medicine, known also as mummia or mumia. And this was the practice of usually grinding up mummies, old school classic, your classic Egyptian mummy, exactly. And then using it, ingesting it as a medical substance, basically eating it, this decomposing, quite well preserved in a lot of cases, flesh of the mummy. So this was used really in the Middle Ages. So from about the 12th to the 16th. Some say even as late as the 17th century, really. I think it was still actually included in an early, I can't imagine how long these have been going on for, but catalogue, a medical catalogue in Germany as late as the 18th century. So quite an old practice, but yeah. So the idea was that people in Europe, in particular, believed that these mummies, and particularly those of the ancient Egyptians, had mystical and medicinal properties. So the preservation methods that they used, embalming the body, basically imbued the bodies with special powers. And as a result, they became a pretty high commodity. So like in quite a lot of modern Chinese medicine, it's, okay, what's the actual kind of, it's more than just what's the medicinal properties, but actually what's the power that this possesses.
Yeah. And
so they became pretty highly sought after.
I wonder if ancient Egyptians ever thought that that's what their future humans would use these bodies for.
Oh yeah,
grinding them up and ingesting them. Wow.
Yeah. And so basically it led to a lot of what you class as just body snatchers, right? Some in Egypt itself, but also some Europeans going over there and trading in mummified bodies and then bringing it back and using it as treatments. So they believe that it treated a lot of different things like epilepsy, stomach disorders, even in some cases broken bones as well. So it's quite a wide range of use cases for these bodies, which is pretty interesting.
You've got to be in a desperate situation if they're cracking out the Egyptian mummy as a cure for a broken bone. Don't worry, mate.
Yeah.
I've got just the thing. Wax open a casket.
Blood thinners, anti-inflammatories, promoting wound healing. So all sorts. It's a one-stop shop for curing anything. Because of course, if it has mystical powers, it has the ability to cure anything at all. But of course, not all of these substances that came out of the mummy were equal. So Dr. James, this guy called Dr. James, who wrote about it in the 18th century, I believe, he described this mumia. So sometimes it was these ground up bones and ground up dried mummy, but sometimes it was a resinous liquid that leaked from the cadavers. So this concreted liquid.
Ugh.
Other times it was referred to as mummy powder.
Delicious ancient human juice. Lovely.
Exactly. So finely ground bones and remains. And in other cases, it referred to the butamin, so the substance used when they embalmed the bodies. And actually, this mumia referred to that substance as opposed to like the bodies themselves, right? So what was used to mummify them. Pretty horrible.
Who was the first person to try this?
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I wonder who that was.
Cannibalism.
They're probably not all right.
I mean, but that's it, isn't it? It is cannibalism, and so whichever way you look at this, it's it's not great. And even at the time, a lot of doctors weren't particularly happy with this being used in medicine, as you would expect. And a doctor called Richard Sugg, who's a PhD lecturer in Durham in the UK.
Dick Sugg.
Yeah, exactly. That's the one. Yeah, we'll just move past that. He says that in the 16th century, some physicians were concerned that many of the mummy drugs were not the real deal and weren't extracted from the real ancient Egyptian mummies, but were counterfeits.
That's definitely what's wrong with this whole thing.
Exactly, this made me laugh.
That's what we should be angry about.
Counterfeits or recently executed criminals. So, of course, they weren't happy with the fact that this might not actually be the real deal. And obviously, if it doesn't contain these magical, mystical powers, then it won't actually be curing people of their ailments.
If I'm going to eat human remains, I want the human remains that I paid for. Come on.
I want the genuine artifact. Yeah, the genuine real deal. Wow.
So this booming industry was kind of taken over by body snatchers towards the latter 16th and 17th centuries. And then, of course, as it should have done, kind of died out from there on out when people realised it was completely ridiculous and ultimately incredibly disgusting.
Died out. I like what you did there.
Nice.
Thank you. That's a brief overview of mummy medicine.
That's ridiculous.
Andras in the comments also say they also made paint out of mummies during the Victorian era, and that's true. And they called it mummy brown as well. So
that's the shade.
That was the shade, on Dulux, mummy.
What
brown.
kind of what kind of shade is that? Is that like a dark brown or a light brown?
Exactly as you imagine, just kind of brown.
Just brown.
God.
It's
wow.
So I mean, that's what's great about the Victorians. They used every part of the mummy, for all sorts. It's such a versatile.
There was no
material.
waste. Yeah, they were
waste.
Well done.
But no, mummy medicine is pretty horrible. Yeah, that's. I can't. That's one of those things where I just don't understand how no one looked at this and thought, "What are we doing?" Like, that's
just hold on a second. Hold on a second. We're all Christians here. Why do we believe that mummies have a whole load of ancient spiritual power?
Yeah. No. The hypocrisy.
Yeah, that's the other side of it. That's a bit weird too. Doesn't quite fit in with the norms of the time.
Well, my final remedy, for an ailment is not
eating mummies.
It's not as dramatic as that, I'm afraid, but it is interesting, and it's definitely one that I think only an expert physician could treat you with in the 10th century Anglo-Saxon England. And this is a treatment for elf disease.
Classic.
We all know what that is. Go on Thursday evening at sunset, where you know the plant elecampane to be growing. Then sing Benedict and Paternoster and litanies, and thrust your short sword into the plants. Leave it sticking in the plants. Go away. Go again at the time of day and night are beginning to divide. So dawn, presumably.
Okay.
Just before daybreak, go first to the church and bless yourself and commend yourself to God. Go then in silence, even though you come against some fearful thing or a scary man. You should not say any word to them before you arrive at the plants where you previously left your sword.
Okay.
Then sing Benedict and Paternoster and litanies again. Dig up the plant that you stabbed with your short sword. Leave the short knife sticking in it. Go afterwards, as early as you can, to the church and lay the plant under the altar with the short knife. Let it lie there until the sun rises.
I like how you're saying this kind of like a cooking recipe, kind of like, and then you just leave it to broil for like 20 minutes. I've got one prepared right now under the altar. Sorry, please carry on.
That's fine. It keeps going. Wash afterwards. Make it into a drink with marshmallow, the plant that is, not the food, didn't exist at the time. Make it into a drink with marshmallow and lichen from a crucifix. Boil 3 times in milk. Pour holy water into it 3 times. Sing Pater Noster and Credos and Gloria in Excelsis Deo.
I'm sick of this bloody song.
So much singing.
And sing litanies on it and circumscribe it on all 4 sides with a sword in the figure of a cross, and drink the drink. Lay plants over an altar and sing 9 masses over them. Frankincense, holy salt, 3 heads of leek, the lower part of bittersweet nightshade, and elecampane again. Take a cupful of milk in the morning. Drip holy water into it 3 times. Sup as hot as it can get. Eat with 3 morsels of bittersweet nightshade, and when...
No, don't do that.
When the elf-diseased person wants to rest, have coals therein. I think that means like put coal in the bed.
I don't know what elf disease is, but I think that it's not worth it. It's not worth it.
It's serious, Alex. It's a serious condition, evidently.
Isn't nightshade like incredibly poisonous?
Yes. But this is bittersweet nightshade. It might be so bad. Then lay frankincense and bittersweet nightshade on the coals and smoke the person with that until the person sweats. Smoke the house entirely and eagerly, this is all it says, eagerly make the sign of the cross on the sick person.
Set the house on fire. Burn it to the ground.
And when they fall asleep, make them eat 3 morsels of elecampane and 3 morsels of leek and 3 morsels of salt, and have a cupful of ale for them, and drip holy water 3 times on the person. Make them eat each morsel. Let them rest afterwards. Do this for 9 mornings and 9 nights. Soon they will be well.
Oh my goodness. What? He's taking the piss.
It's just that last.
That's insane.
That's where a lot of people gave up. Isn't it? They got right down to the bottom.
I'll
now do
this.
this 9 times.
Wow.
I love that so much. Mental. It's just so ridiculously complex.
So what is this elf disease?
Elf disease? Yes.
No one knows.
No one knows. They think by process of elimination, I think, because they name a lot of diseases that we're like, oh yeah, we know what that is. They think it's probably a bunch of things like headaches, maybe epilepsy, maybe just being badly ill. A bunch of things that they just don't know.
Wow.
Smoking out the house, I imagine, is probably not great. Nearly kill them every single night from smoke inhalation.
That's and also smoke this dangerous, deadly nightshade.
Yeah, 9 days in a row.
Wow.
If you're not dead by then, you'll be fine.
I just want to know. I'm fascinated by the process that they discovered this. Was it like? I guess it was trial and error, and over time they added another step.
How did they know what songs to sing? What were the right songs? Where did the sword go?
Yeah.
How many plants did they stab a sword into before they got the right one?
That's 4 drops of holy water. That's wrong. Back to the start.
Back to the start. So I think this recipe will work, but let's try it for a second time tomorrow night. Let's try it for a third time.
Still not working. Like,
yeah. Oh no,
lads! I think I know. I've got an idea. Let's do it 9 times.
Amazing! That's a great one. Nice. Apparently, Spiffing said in the chat. Apparently, some historians have suggested that the disease referred to maybe chicken pox or dropsy.
Chicken pox or dropsy. Well, they could be.
Maybe.
And after 9 days, I guess they would probably get better.
Yeah, despite having all the nightshade. Yeah. Nice.
Proven to work. Scientifically proven.
Well, those were just some of the craziest medical cures or treatments. I need to stop saying cures.
It's in the title of the video, so you might need to change that.
Okay. From history. Let us know what you thought, or if there's any big ones that we missed. I can see Spiffing's actually written another one in there. That's quite a good one.
Oh, has he?
Back from the late 19th century again. Apparently milk was considered as a blood substitute. And most attempts to substitute this blood resulted in death. No surprises there.
No.
Wow.
That old milk blood trick.
Yeah. So if you like this, then maybe we'll do a part 2. Maybe we'll do a follow-up. But
yeah, there's more.
In the meantime,
before we continue, sorry, Ruzy J says in the comments, bittersweet nightshade isn't digitalis, so it actually might not be poisonous.
Oh, thank goodness. Let's try it then.
Okay, let's give it a go.
That alleviates my fears. Let's sing that song.
Maybe if we do a part 2, we'll investigate this. We'll get some of that and we'll ingest some of it and see if it's all good.
Yeah,
it's fine. Do your kids have chickenpox?
No.
Okay.
And if we all die, then it's probably on Ruzy J. So there we go.
Fair enough. Okay.
You said this whole thing was fine.
Yeah, I'll sign the papers. I'll take responsibility. It's fine.
Are you ready for an extra special, extra long quiz?
Yeah.
Let's do it. And we are back. Okay, so we have an extra special quiz for you this week, as it is the season finale, to determine who will be the victor, as Martin and Robin are both on 6 points, and we need to find out who's going to win the season. Robin, you haven't won since season 1, and Martin, meanwhile, has won 2 seasons, and kept the trophy for 3. So we need you to win, Robin. But I promise you, Martin, I haven't tailored the quiz in any way to suit Robin. I promise. I've been very impartial here. I know that just saying that makes it sound like I haven't been impartial, but I promise you I have.
Well, you're sticking your hands up in the air. People do that when they foul someone in football, knowing they fouled them, but stick their hands up in the air anyway. So there we are.
Yeah,
it's okay.
Okay, it's okay. I promise you I haven't.
I'll blame the adjudicator if it all goes wrong.
By the end of the podcast, I'll just say I'll think you'll agree with me. I think you'll agree with me.
Okay.
But fellas, I need to hear your buzzers. Do you have your buzzers at the ready?
Do indeed.
Indeed.
Whoa! Oh,
and we have received a super chat donation from you.
Why you?
Thank you.
It says, glad to catch you at this time. Have your next brew on me, fellas. Oh, thank you so
much. Thank you so much. That's incredible.
Kind. It's very kind of you. Thank you
That will definitely buy a coffee. Thank you. Yeah.
Robin, what is your buzzer this week?
I thought I'd try something new, exciting and bold, and potentially irritating. So apologies.
Okay. It's risky.
For 20 questions, you've chosen that.
Is that Ecto 1?
That is Ecto 1. It is indeed. And I didn't realize it was 20 questions before Ali said it was 20 questions. I'm so sorry.
What is
That's
that?
okay.
What is XO,
Thank
what's
you for-
XO1?
That's from
Is it
that's the Ghostbusters car.
Ghostbusters.
Oh, okay. Cool. Cool.
And Martin, what is your buzzer? Oh, yeah, Delia.
Oh, classic.
Delia's back.
Yeah, drink. Yeah.
Oh, I should have gone with
If
awesome.
anyone's playing the Just Interesting drinking game, you're going to be in trouble.
Yeah, 20 questions of this.
Okay, so if you would like to participate at home, please feel free. The first 3 people to write the answer in the chat gets a point. And I'm not going to be keeping score, but let us know at the end how many questions you got right. And we will we operate on the honor system, so let us know and yeah, try your best. Okay. Question number 1. What famous author's real name was Eric Arthur Blair?
Great start. Great start.
Eric Arthur.
Famous author Eric Arthur Blair.
Eric Arthur Blair.
Yeah. Was it?
Oh, go for it, Robin.
Was it George Orwell?
It was George Orwell. Was that
Well
a guess?
done.
Well done.
What?
It
Wow.
was. It's because well, obviously it was a man, and the only I knew George Orwell wasn't his real name. I didn't know his
I see.
name was Eric Arthur Blair.
Well deduced.
Well deduced, yes. Nice.
good.
And
So lucky guess.
in the chat, the first people to get that was Harpo Django Rose, George Orwell, and P. Greg got Orwell as well. So
Very
well
good.
done to both of you.
Clever people.
I didn't proof this quiz, by the way, so I'm very sorry if it's too difficult or too easy. I was busy writing all the questions. Okay,
That was a challenging starter. So
it's a
I'm
challenge
hoping it
start,
gets
but you
easier.
got it, so it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. Okay.
Well, thank you.
Question number 2. Which famous Mexican drug lord escaped from prison twice? I mean, I don't know if it was a timing issue with the buzzer, Martin, but I did hear Echo 1 first.
Okay.
Are you sure? Happy to go?
No,
Go
we're
for
good.
it.
Yeah.
I mean, I only know one famous South American drug
Okay.
lord. I don't know if he's Mexican. This might be racist. Sorry. Pablo Escobar?
I'm afraid, Robin, that is incorrect.
That's incorrect. Well, yeah, had to try.
My first thought was El Chapo.
It is El Chapo. Nicely
Hey,
done.
Knowledge.
Well done.
Who's El Chapo? Obviously, a famous Mexican drug lord.
The new Pablo Escobar. Today. He's just
Joaquin
quite
El-
an infamous, isn't he?
Yeah, Joaquin
Quite
El
infamous.
Chapo.
Is he still
Guzman.
around? Is he the one who was in the news a couple of years ago,
He-
last year? For
Was he killed?
No, he's in prison now.
He's in prison in America.
He escaped from prison twice in 2001 and 2015 before being recaptured for the final time? Question mark.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
He
yeah,
was- he was-
I think he's still
yeah.
alive. Actually, Let me
I think so.
probably Google it.
Yeah. Oh, just double check that. Yeah.
he's not actually in prison.
El Chapo.
Prisoners are in there with him.
Yeah, he's still
He's
alive.
decided to stay there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So who got that in the chat? I think Raymond K. Hessel was the first to guess El Chapo, followed closely by C.S. Drummerson and P. Gregg. So well done, P. Gregg, on 2
No, Pete
points.
Gregg
there.
is stealing the lead. Yeah.
Okay, question number 3.
Cool.
Now, actually, no, we'll see if you both know this. I don't know. In 1961,
Oh,
1961, Betty and Barney Hill claim to have been abducted by aliens in which
Yeah.
US state?
We made a video about this.
I know. I'm guessing here.
Go on then, Martin.
Which U.S. state was it? Like was it Mississippi?
It wasn't Mississippi.
Oof,
Oh,
okay.
Just in my mind. I don't know.
Yeah.
Not in the south.
Go on then, Robin.
My brain says it was a hot state.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
Yeah. So, Arizona?
It is not Arizona, I'm afraid.
okay.
You might be quite surprised. I'll give you guys a clue, but you are
Okay.
way off. You are in
Okay.
the wrong
that the
part
clue?
of the country.
Okay. hmm
What about North Dakota?
It is not North Dakota, I'm afraid.
Dang.
There's
There's
47
a lot of states.
to
There's a
go.
lot of states.
There's so many.
If you have a guess, Robin, I'll give you another clue.
Thanks. Where's Alabama? Is Alabama a hot
It's in
state?
the south, isn't it?
It's the south, okay. So I'll say it now. I'll say it again. Alabama.
It is not Alabama, I'm afraid.
Oh,
I'll give you a clue. I'll tell you what states border it, because honestly,
that's
this is
fun.
quite like a I don't know. I don't know the geography that well, so maybe this will be difficult. But it is bordering Maine, Vermont, and Massachusetts.
okay.
Maine, Vermont, Massachusetts. That could be Rhode Island.
It's not Rhode Island.
That's the northeast, isn't it?
Maine, Vermont, Massachusetts. I don't. All those states are too small on a map of North America for me to ever pay attention to where they actually are. Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire?
It is New Hampshire. Well done, Robin.
Yes.
Very good.
Thank you for the clue. Couldn't have got it without the clue.
Did anyone get that in the chat? I'm just scrolling up. Someone said Rhode Island, Maine. Oh, Roosie J said Maine and Rhode Island. I'm just having a look. Did anyone say it first? Who was the first one? I did see someone said it.
Oh yeah, Rhode Island's just south.
Oh, I think it was Roosie J who said it. They did say quite a few guesses beforehand, but I'm going to give it to you, so well done. And Spiffing said New Hampshire as well. Well done, Spiffing, Roosie J. Yeah, well done.
Good.
Well done. Question number 4, and it is 2-1 to Robin. Which country is credited with starting the tradition of decorating Christmas trees? Oh, do you know what? I think I did hear some Delia a touch before.
Fair enough.
I don't know.
It was similar.
The
I
answer
heard
is,
it.
my guess would be Germany, but I don't know.
Your guess would be spot on, Martin. Well
Spot
done.
on.
It was indeed Germany. Well done indeed.
Yeah.
Who got that in the chat?
It'd be funny though if Germany introduced the Christmas tree to Britain and through Britain the world, but they didn't decorate them.
No.
It's Christmas. We must have the plain tree in the corner of the room.
No, you have ruined it.
Why are you putting the sparkles on the tree? What are you doing?
Apologies to any German listeners.
Yeah, apologies.
No, they did decorate.
See, the fact is, we wouldn't do it for China.
It was the rest of the world.
That's true.
It was the rest of the world that was just using the plane tree. They were the first to decorate it.
The reverse is true. Yeah.
And the first person in the comments to get that was Hey Now Paulie, guessed Germany. So well done, and followed closely by Raymond K. Hessel and Colin Reed. So well done to the three of you.
Hey.
Cool.
And question number 5. It is 2-2.
Okay.
Which field of science aims to modify or enhance the human body through the use of technology and genetic engineering? Oh, again, you guys, that was just like very close, but I do think I heard Robin that time first.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I'm now having doubts. It might not actually be this. Cybernetics?
It's not cybernetics. Not what I'm looking for, I'm afraid.
Damn it.
Oh, goodness. Oh.
Cyberdyne systems.
Not cybernetics.
Organic tissue. Over mechanical endoskeleton.
Oh, God.
If you would like a clue, I can give you a clue.
Yeah, I'll pass on answering that time. A clue would be great.
The clue is describing it as a field of science, maybe a bit ambitious. It's more at the moment, a philosophical area and a kind of area of futurism and science, almost science fiction.
if I may.
Please do,
go
Robin,
for it.
go for it.
Bionics.
That
Not
sounds
quite
good.
bionics, no.
That sounds good.
It's not what I'm looking for.
Bio something. Biometronics. Biometronics.
It's not what I'm looking for, and maybe I'm phrasing this question wrong because I don't think anyone's got it in the chat either. I think I might just give it to you guys.
Might be tough.
Actually, one person has got it in the chat so far.
Okay.
Shall I just give it to you guys?
Yeah. Unless
give it
you
to me, Alex.
I'll give it to you.
To have another go, Robin.
No, I'm happy to.
I don't think I'm going to get it.
I think we're going to have 16 more
you've got quite a few.
opportunities. 15.
So
what's this one?
What I was looking for was transhumanism.
Okay.
Right. Yes, we can like philosophy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well, it's fine. Let's move on.
No, that's
Question
cool.
number 6.
Now I know the dictionary definition of that, so it's good.
But I would like to shout out Raymond K. Hessel, who got that in the chat. Well done. You alone, I believe. So well done.
You are the transhumanist.
Question number 6. What is the name of the closest star to our solar system? I definitely heard Robin that time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is a classic Alex buzzer. Buzzing first. Is it Beetlejuice?
It is not Beetlejuice.
Oh, I know the answer. Oh, I'm a stupid boy.
Beetlejuice was in the news recently, actually, because it's...
They're making
it's
Beetlejuice
No, the star was in the news recently because it's shining brighter than is normal, and I think some people are saying
I've
it
noticed
might
something in
supernova
the
or
sky. I thought it was Venus, but is it Beetlejuice?
Could be. I don't know.
Do they know?
I don't know
Is
what
it-
you're specifically
Is it
looking
dying?
at.
Is it like?
Well, it's in. I don't think it's anywhere near supernovaing, but I think it's in the later stages of its life.
So definitely not in. So not in our solar system. In a different one.
Well, it's
Yeah,
what's
trick
the
question.
closest star to our solar system? So it's a different one.
I don't know. Honestly, space, and stars outside of our solar system. I'm not very good at this.
No.
I don't know. No, I don't know. No idea.
I think I might know,
Go on then, Robin.
but is it? Sorry, is it Alpha Centauri?
I have a different answer, a slightly different answer.
Oh, okay.
I may have to.
Oh, wait a minute. Is Alpha Centauri the planet around the star?
Maybe.
I could be confusing my science fiction with my science fact. Sorry, Martin, if you want to have a guess, go ahead.
I'm going to say you're wrong, Robin. You are definitely wrong.
Okay.
I have another guess, but Martin should definitely have a go.
Centauri.
But note, Martin,
Centauri.
how confused I
Wait a
was
minute.
by his
Wait a
answer.
minute.
Well, I was going to say, like, Alpha Centauri. That's usually like Alpha would be the moon, right? So what about just Centauri?
Like
I'm
what?
afraid that is incorrect.
Damn.
Is it Proxima Centauri?
It is correct. That's the answer I had. Although I am getting actually disputed facts in the chat saying that Alpha and Proxima Centauri are just the same name. There's the same star. Either way, Robin, well done. You got that right.
Thank you very much.
But yeah,
Thank
apologies if that is
Very good.
that is indeed true.
I'm just trying to keep ahead of P.
Proxima
Greg.
Centauri. How far away is it? How far away is Proxima Centauri
It's
to
just
us?
Martin. It's just down the road. It's fine.
Yeah,
Don't
Just
know.
hop on your local international space station and go along. Elon Musk goes there frequently.
Yeah. So the first people to get that right was Raymond K. Hessel again, Ruzy J, and Harpo Django Rose said Proxima. So I'll give it to you. That's fine. But well done. And Spiffing has replied to you, Martin, in the chat saying 4.246 light years away. So
It's not even worth it. Is it?
That's not that far.
It's not even worth it.
That's
Why bother with it? It's not that
what was
close.
that, like a day or two at warp 10? What was that? I don't know what warp speed is.
Zoop. Just quite quick.
Interesting.
Just
Okay, so I'm getting
quick.
I'm getting different conflicting information now. So some people are saying it's a binary star system. So there's Alpha and Proxima Centauri.
Oh my gosh.
So maybe Proxima
surely it
is
depends
actually
on-
the closest one.
But it depends surely on their rotation, right? Should they orbit each other?
maybe.
So
I'm
whoever's-
gonna
I
take
see.
both answers.
Okay.
Fact,
Yeah, I have it.
if you
Take
want
it.
to at me, then feel free
Mhm.
later on. But we're moving on because we've got like a lot of questions to get through. Okay. Question number 7.
Okay.
Which mountain range forms a natural border between Russia and China?
Ooh.
Go on then, Martin.
Between Russia and China, I buzzed in, and then I'm just thinking that's definitely wrong. No, I don't think it's not the Urals, is it? They're different.
Could be.
Let's go for the Urals. I
Martin,
think it's in north.
it is the Ural Mountains. Well
is
done.
it?
Hey,
Yeah, great.
well done. Well done.
See, you've got to believe in yourself, Martin.
I thought,
Don't
yeah, I
doubt
just
yourself.
wasn't sure. I wasn't sure.
Well done.
I thought for some reason I just was like, oh, actually, is that on the border or is it somewhere else? Don't know. Good. Okay.
Absolutely spot on. It's correct. Well done.
Well done, sir. That is knowledge.
Who got that? Did anyone get that in the chat? I don't think anyone did. So well done, Martin. You beat the chat.
Thanks.
Imagine in a survival situation. You know, you're on a plane. You're flying over Asia. Your plane gets downed. You're in the mountains. It's just Martin and me. And the third person says, "Where are we?" And I say, "Proxima Centauri is the nearest star to our solar system." And Martin says, "We're in the Ural Mountains."
Or it might be somewhere else in Russia. I'm not sure.
One of us is more right than the other.
Okay, question number 8. And it is 3-all. What is the name of the evil fairy who transforms into a dragon in Disney's Sleeping Beauty?
Oh, goodness. I don't
Yes, Robin?
know.
Thank you. Sorry, I don't know. I was like waiting for the acknowledgement. Like, am I muted? What's going on? I believe that is Maleficent.
It is Maleficent.
Of course
Well
it is.
done.
Of course it is, yeah.
Yeah. That famous Angelina Jolie character.
Don't tell me that's how you know the character, Alex. Please tell me you
I
watched.
just
Yeah, at
asked.
least I can
I
know.
just asked you
Oh,
the
hold on.
Sleeping Beauty question.
He doesn't know him from Maleficent. He knows it from Maleficent 2.
Oh, well done, Robin. And the first people to get that in the chat was Harpo Django Rose, Ruzy J, and
Wow.
Sam Mainman. So well done.
I feel like
Well done.
Harpo's accrued some points here.
Someone else in the chat also said, difficult questions this week, Alex. Oh, yeah, catch up. Said, really tough questions this week, Alex. So apologies. Yeah. But this
Well, it's
next
season
one's a
finale.
true.
It's gotta be
This
challenging.
next one's a true or false. So it's 50-50.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Woo! Who's going to buzz first? That's the question.
Question number 9. True or false? Pandas are considered to be bears. Oh, I can hear Martin.
Oh, I did buzz. I think that's false.
Robin?
True.
No.
It's true, Martin. It's true.
No,
While
but they're useless.
sorry,
They're useless.
they can't even get me a quiz
They're
point.
useless then.
While it's true, the kind of identity of pandas had perplexed scientists for years. They are considered part of their bear species now. Yeah. They're in the genus of bears.
I just the way you phrased that, just got this
dear.
image in the bamboo forest of some scientists standing opposite a panda, and they're just staring at each other blankly, and the panda's just like slowly chewing on a bamboo leaf, and the scientist is like, "What are you?"
Just holding up a picture of like a grizzly
I'm a
bear,
bear,
eating like a deer, and just being like, no, you're not the same.
You cannot be this thing.
A picture of a cat. No. The next card along, picture of a dog. No.
It's a fish. I don't think it's a fish.
Not
but
quite a fish.
Is it a fish?
Catch up
Picture of
says,
a drunk man after a night out with black eyes in the morning. Like, maybe.
Catch up says, aren't they marsupials? And I think that was the confusion. It was deciding
What?
whether they were in like the bear family or like if they were a type of raccoon or something.
Okay.
Just the marsupials though. They don't carry their young in their pouches, do they?
Do pandas?
Exactly, they don't. What?
Okay. What?
The marsupials do, right?
Yeah, marsupials do that, and pandas don't. So
right.
there can't have been doubt over that. Is what I'm asking.
Yeah, but they've got the kind of they look a bit like raccoons, don't they? They've got the eyes. They've got the.
Okay, right. Scientists were just so confused.
Again
they were
with the
so
flashcards.
desperate. They were like marsupials. Yeah, let's call them marsupials.
But interestingly, as Ruzy J points out, red pandas aren't bears, but giant pandas are.
Interesting. I saw red panda at the weekend.
Did you?
Red pandas
I went to a zoo.
I was going to ask, are they wild in Devon? Is that a thing? Which zoo was that?
Paynton down in Devon.
Paynton Zoo.
Big old zoo. Yeah, it's massive.
Oh, you've not been there? Oh, I'll have to go see the red pandas there.
Yeah. It's good.
The first people to get that in the chat, by the way, was Sam Mainman, Ruzy J, and Ben Smith. So well done to the three of you. I believe you guys were the first, but apologies if I missed anyone. And that was question number 9, and it is 5-3 to Robin as we go on to question 10.
Still
not
nearly
much in
at
there,
the halfway
not
point.
much in there. Yeah.
Okay, question number 10. What was the name of the German Air Force during World War II?
He's straight in there.
Straight in
Martin
there.
with his.
It's the Luftwaffe.
That is correct. Well done.
I mean, I had to let you get that, Martin, because I know you've got that room full of Nazi memorabilia, and you would have been disappointed.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Well, actually, I mean, not talking about Nazi memorabilia, but what would I imagine there's no policy on owning German memorabilia that's not Nazi specifically.
No, I imagine not. No. But do you mean like World War II memorabilia that's not explicitly Nazi?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that's fine, isn't it? I'm okay
Probably. It's technically
I'm
fine,
joking.
I think, to have Nazi memorabilia. It just seems a bit
sure.
dodgy.
Yeah,
I don't know
it's
if it
probably
is,
not
though.
good.
Is it? I don't think it is.
Well, there's got to be museums at least that have it. And they
It
must be
belongs
quite-
in a museum.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, definitely. Museums do, don't they? But
Well, like
Imagine.
if you found some, I'm just thinking of that It's Always Sunny episode. If
Always
you
Sunny,
found
yeah.
some, what are you supposed to do with it? They just burn it in an alleyway. But like,
yeah. Don't they try and sell it to a museum?
yeah, they try and sell it to the
museums
museum,
not
and the
take it.
museum's like, what? Yeah.
I'll probably try and sell it to a museum. No, I'm not sure. I don't know what the correct thing to do would be. Not sure.
Well, the first
Might
people
have to find out.
the first people to get that in the chat was Thrill House, Ruzy J, and Raymond K. Hessel. So well done to the three of you. Yeah. And also Tamim Fanouche says, am I invisible? Does anyone see my chat? I see you.
Yeah.
I see you, Tamim. Welcome to the podcast.
Avatar shout out.
Okay, question number 11. And it is 5-4. Oh, it's very close. Okay.
Oh, that's tight
Yeah.
like a tiger.
Who voiced the character of Lord Farquaad in the movie Shrek? Oh my god, guys. Okay, that was... I don't know. I genuinely... I feel like I heard both of you at the
Go
same
with
time.
Martin because I need to remember the actor's name.
Okay, I'm going to go with Martin. Yeah.
It was Sugar.
What's his name?
Dead air. I'm going to need an
This
answer.
is bad. I
So
know.
put a countdown
Oh,
clock
no.
on.
My brain. Yeah, you don't need to do that. My brain's just gone blank. Can't remember at all.
Okay.
So sorry.
Robin, would you care for it to hazard a guess?
So it was, his name escaped me. It's John something. It's
John.
the dad from Third Rock from the Sun, and he was in Harry and the Hendersons and Cliffhanger, and he played Churchill in The Crown, and his name is
Oh yes.
John
I've got it.
Lithgow.
No.
Yes. Well
Sorry,
done.
Martin. Sorry.
No, well remembered.
Eventually.
Oh, well,
Oh, man.
congratulations,
That was
Robin.
head scratcher. Why is that so tough? Wow.
6-4. Who got that in the chat? Thrill House guest Mark Hamill. It's not, but that would have been good. He would have been good. Harpo
really
Django
completely
Rose, I think, was the first to get John Lithgow, followed by Raymond K. Hessel. And Hey Now Paulie said Lithgow. So I'll give you guys the point. So well done.
Well done. Very good. Very good.
Very good. Very good.
And question number 12. Which scientist first proposed the concept of imaginary time as a mathematical extension of time?
Beg your pardon?
Oh, go for it, Robin.
He wrote a brief history of it, so I'm guessing Stephen Hawking?
It was Stephen Hawking. Well,
Oh, nice.
Okay,
well done.
thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to go that obscure when it's like a scientist or something.
I mean, I know he was a genius, and I'm sure there's a mathematical proof for it, but there's part of me that's, as the non-scientist that I am, someone comes up to you and says, I'm a professor and I spend my life studying physics and I've come up with imaginary time. You're like, what? What is imaginary time? It's time in addition to the time that we know. It's like, sod off, get a real job. I'm joking, of course. I massively respect Stephen Hawking.
You just told Stephen Hawking to sod off and get a real job.
No, I'm saying that in
the kindest possible way.
The society that we've built meant that if you have a genius idea and you're just a normal person walking down the street, we get disparaged and sent home.
Yeah. Who got that in the chat? It was Raymond K. Hessel again, who I think probably at this point might be leading the quiz.
Probably winning.
Ruzy J said might have been Hawking. Again, believe in yourself. You got the point right. Well done, Ruzy J.
Yeah.
And Tamim said for Hawking, I guess. Yeah, well done. So well done to the three of you as we move on to question number 13.
Okay.
Which US state recently became the first to sign legislation to ban TikTok?
Oh, man.
Was it Tennessee?
It was not Tennessee. I'm afraid.
Dang, Napoleon.
You know what's really embarrassing is that was it you and me, Martin? I think a month or two ago we did a podcast about the banning of TikTok.
Hey.
Yeah, for some reason I had Tennessee in my mind.
Yeah, genuinely no idea. So let's see. Previous answer was New Hampshire, I guess, Alabama, and Arizona. So let's try Washington.
It is not Washington. I'm afraid.
It's going to be a southern state, isn't it?
Nuts.
Shall I give you a clue?
Okay.
It's not a southern state.
It's not a southern state, really?
No,
it's not.
Okay.
I'll give you another clue.
Yeah.
It's quite close to Robin's guess, Washington.
Oh. Well, that's assuming I know geography.
Has it been mentioned in this podcast yet?
No. I don't think so. I could be wrong, but I don't think so.
Well,
I did hear.
yeah.
Have you had a guess, Mark? I did hear Robin just buzz then, so I'm going to
go. I did guess. Yeah, cool.
Thank you. Alaska.
It is not Alaska.
No,
not that far north.
Okay.
Not Alaska, but Nebraska.
It's not Nebraska either.
I don't know.
So I'll do the
oh,
same.
Actually, got an idea.
So I do the same clue again, where I tell you what states.
Yeah, go for it.
Are.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
So it borders
Mm-hmm.
Idaho, Wyoming, South Dakota, North Dakota.
Go
Go on then, Martin.
West Virginia.
It's not West Virginia, I'm afraid.
Damn it.
Oh.
I think that's a bit further east.
Is it?
I think.
Which states did you say again? You said...
Well, maybe not. I said Idaho, Wyoming, South Dakota, and North Dakota.
Wow.
I think
North Dakota, Wyoming.
It's quite a big state, but also quite sparse population-wise, I think.
That does not help.
Sparse population.
Oh man,
okay. I've got one.
Yeah, this is bad. This is bad.
a Disney child star shares the surname of the state.
Oh, no, won't press it. It won't work.
Oh,
no.
Go on then, Robin.
I feel bad if your buzzer wasn't working. That's annoying when that happens. But is it the one and only?
Is it Miley Cyrus?
Hannah Montana.
It is Montana, and you should both be ashamed that that's how you got the answer so quickly.
Yeah, that was bad. Oh dear.
No, that was a tough one. In fairness, Montana is a bit like, I don't know. That's just not one that I would guess.
No.
Montana is not a controversial enough state.
I don't really think about it much.
Presence in our minds much, yeah.
But I think a few people did get that in the chat. Who was the first one? Harpo Django Rose got Montana.
Montana.
Who else got it?
Montana was kind of country, wasn't
Colin Reed got Montana.
Yeah, I think so.
And
That's
Spiffing
like a country
got
state.
Montana. So well done to the
Talk
three
like
of you.
that there, don't they?
And Martin, Robin is pulling ahead a little bit.
Dear, yeah. This is good.
Need to bring it
I
back.
do like to pull his head.
Yeah.
Okay, question number 14.
This quiz is just too long. I'm just fatigued.
I'm sorry. I am sorry. Maybe this
My
is
brain
a
power is
Down,
being
falling
sapped.
down.
I thought it would be good because it's a season
I'm
finale.
making all the excuses here. The buzzer's just wearing me down.
I mean, to be fair, that time your buzzer did not work. Yeah, sorry. So far, because this is an hour-long loop of the siren, we have listened to 1 minute and 3 seconds.
Oh my goodness!
That's how much siren you have heard so far.
That's quite something.
Okay. Question number 14. Oh yeah, Nita says in the chat, "You need some mummy powder, Martin." That will sort it out.
Big time. Yeah.
Today's podcast brought to you by Mummy Powder.
Side effects may include. Question 14. What was the code name for the Allied invasion of Normandy on June 6, 1944?
Ooh, oh, okay, I remember that. Yeah.
Go on then, Martin.
It was Operation. Oh my goodness.
That's what they called it. Operation. Oh my goodness.
I'll give you a clue. You're half right.
I got two in my mind. I've got. Oh God, was it? So I've got, for some reason, I've got mincemeat Overlord, and then just. Was it Overlord? It's Overlord.
Well done, Martin.
It was.
Operation Overlord.
So I had Overlord, and then I had mincemeat in my head. I was like, that's not quite right. Which one was mincemeat?
Mincemeat is the one where they faked the dead body to misdirect the Nazis into thinking the invasion was going to be somewhere else, wasn't it?
Yeah, they convinced the Nazis that they were going to invade Greece from after the African campaign instead of Cyprus.
That's the one. Yeah.
I just want to observe Martin's very well performed struggle to remember the name of the operation, because as we know from his sympathies and his memorabilia, Martin considers that operation to be the darkest day in history.
Of course.
I mean, at a certain point, it's just slander, right? Like we can't.
At some point, yeah. Sorry, Martin. I'm being very cruel there. I don't know why.
Just call me a Nazi.
You could just be a fan of World War II history. That's a perfectly reasonable thing to be interested in, you know. Or you're a Nazi.
Yeah. No, the Nazi one is more, it's flamboyant at the very least. Let's just say that.
True.
Yeah.
So who got that in the chat? Thrill House got Operation Overlord. Ruzy J guessed D-Day, but like not quite the name I was looking for. I mean, I'm looking for the operation name. I don't think that the code name. But then you did follow up with Ruzy J next, so with Overlord next. So yeah, I'll give it to you. Well done. And Spiffing guessed Overlord as well. So well done to the three of you. And question number 15, and finally we get a closest wins in this quiz.
Cool.
So,
Yeah, wow. Well done for going 15 or 14 questions without a closest wins. Yeah.
Impressive.
Okay, question 15. The loudest sound ever recorded is believed to be the eruption of Krakatoa volcano on August 27th, 1883. Closest wins. How loud was it estimated to be in decibels?
Oh my gosh.
I can't even remember what the last decibel question was and how loud that was.
Yeah, that was
the reference.
It was like 100, I think. But yeah.
God.
What's the loudest? Closest wins. So it doesn't have to be spot on. It just has to be close. This is too high, I think.
Go on then,
It's
Robin.
really quite tough, isn't it?
25,000?
25,000?
That's too high.
That seems really high. But it might be, because I have no idea what.
It's difficult when you have no sense of scale.
25,000. That sounds
I think
insane.
that's too high. I think that's way too
But
high.
it might be. I don't know. I mean, like, wasn't it like someone shouting can be like 100 or something? Well, I don't think I'd go that high, but 24. I mean, I don't want to be a dickhead, but I kind of need the point at this stage. But you might be right. Let's go for 20,000.
Well, Martin, you are technically closer. But
Is it like 4? Can I guess my actual guess?
Yeah,
now?
go on. Guess your actual guess.
I was going to say something like 600 or 700.
That's way closer. The actual answer is 310 decibels. I guess it's one of those things where decibels as a scale like has a limit. I guess it's like a negative temperatures kind of thing. There's a hard limit eventually.
Right,
maybe.
yeah. But it's more. It points more to my ignorance of how decibels are measured and what the heck is a decibel.
Honestly, if I was in your shoes, I probably would have guessed something similar. But there's no sense of scale or framing.
Also, there was no one actively measuring it at the time, so this is just a guess on the part of the scientists. Just going to point out there. So
it
I could
is
be
true.
Right.
They might have been.
I think
It's like the second loudest volcano is like 400.
They base it on where people heard it from, because obviously there's witness statements saying I heard this on the other side of the planet.
They asked eyewitnesses, how loud was it? Pardon?
What? Yeah. And in the chat, who got closest? Hey now, Paulie guessed 300, which is a very good guess.
Oh yeah,
That's
Raymond
very close,
K.
yeah.
Hessel also guessed 300, and P. Greg guessed 300. So unless I don't think
Greg's
anyone
back.
guessed,
I've love for 300.
I don't think anyone guessed 310. So well done to the three of you. Bravo.
It's very close though. Yeah.
Yeah, very close. Robin, I can't remember. Martin, did I give you a point for that?
You did not. He.
What's this?
You should be
I
on.
got the point. Yeah.
That is in. Have I awarded it?
I have no idea what the score is. I don't have it on my screen.
Oh god, I can't remember.
I
What
believe it
was
was 8-5 at the end of the last question.
Okay, so it should be 8-6 now. Is that right?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
I think we've
What
only
does
missed.
it add up to
we've
the
only missed
question
one
that we're
question,
on?
haven't we?
Because
That's
we
14.
failed to
So
failed to answer one question.
and that was question
would be
15. So yeah,
That's
so
right then.
8-6 makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Question number 16.
Okay.
In Scandinavian folklore, what sea monster is said to dwell off the coasts of Norway and Greenland? I did hear Ecto 1 sneak in there just a little bit before.
Well, it's a supernatural creature, so I have to guess first. I'm guessing it's the Kraken or Kroken.
It is indeed the Kraken. Damn it. Well done, Robin.
If you watch too much TV, it's
9
what Alex
points.
says before he makes love. Release the Kraken.
And of course, people got that in the chat. The first people to guess it was Thrill House, P. Greg, and Hey Now Paulie. Well done to the three of you. As we go on to question number 17, it is 9-6 to Robin.
Oh, I need all of them.
You can get it though. You can do it.
You can
There's
still do
4
it, Martin.
questions left. Yeah. Oh, no.
Okay. What is the nickname often used to refer to North Korea due to its isolation and secrecy?
Oh, nuts.
What is the nickname often used to refer to North Korea due to its isolation and secrecy? Go on then, Robin.
Is it something like the Little Kingdom or something like that?
I'm not gonna respond to that, Robin. Don't be
Okay,
foolish.
fine, fair enough.
But that is incorrect. Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Any thoughts, Martin?
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of like pop culture references, like secretive spies or cartoon characters that hide away.
I will say
right, I see, yeah.
A few people in the chat do have it.
Really?
Do you have the answer?
I do not know.
I'm pretty sure it's something kingdom. Something like the
what about
hidden kingdom or...
what do you say, the little kingdom? What, the lost kingdom?
It's not the lost kingdom. I'm afraid.
So
I give you a clue?
Okay.
Yeah.
So the word that you're looking for, it's used to describe... think about like part of the question. Due to its isolation and secrecy, it's kind of like...
actually, no, forget that.
Okay.
No, you sure? Might as well have a guess.
Do you know what?
I was going to say... I was going to say Guantanamo Bay, but I think that's right.
That would be confusing.
That would be very confusing. So you might use this word to describe a person living in solitude as a religious discipline.
Oh.
It's a religious... Monk.
Yes, Robin?
Sorry, I feel...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, good guess, Martin, but...
No.
Hermit Kingdom.
It is the Hermit Kingdom. Yes, well done.
Thank you for the clue. That was good.
I don't know, even with that, I probably wouldn't have got that.
Well done, Robin. 10 points.
Sorry, Martin. It is very late in the UK. Martin is just...
It is. Yeah, this is longer than... I knew this would be a marathon, not a sprint, this one.
Again, what Alex says when he makes love.
And the first people to get that in the chat was Roosie J, P. Greg, and Tamim Fanouche. So well done.
Very good.
Well done to the three of you. And
congratulations.
Question number 18. Oh, yeah. Should we? I guess we say that congratulations, Robin, for winning this season.
Gosh, yeah. Thank you.
Bravo.
Very good.
Sorry, that's not very good drama, is it?
I've got the trophy.
Yeah. You do have the trophy.
No, you don't. You don't have the trophy.
Congratulations, Martin.
Oh, Martin!
What? This is it. It's a drinking vessel.
For our listeners, it is a Costa coffee cup, which is a popular brand of coffee chains in the UK.
It's what we've always used as the trophy, so I'll send that to you first class.
Martin, where is it? Where is the Orson Welles Cup? People don't even know what the trophy is.
We'll never know.
Okay, I think we have to order a new one for next season.
Okay.
Okay, so anyway, question 18.
My plan has worked.
Congratulations, Robin, but let's keep going with the quiz.
Yeah, let's finish the quiz.
Cool.
It's close, given that we've had 16, 17
Yeah,
questions so far. Yeah.
Okay, question number 18. Mm-hmm. Who said this? Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. I don't know if your buzzer was a bit quiet there, Robin, but I heard Martin's coming through.
Yeah, go for Martin.
So go for it.
Was that JFK?
It was indeed JFK.
Well done.
Well done. Can you do the voice?
What's the exact quote again? Ask not what
Arnie's voice.
Ask not what your country can do for you.
That's quite good.
What you can do for your country.
Yeah,
that's pretty good, actually. Yeah,
off at the end.
Not bad, yeah.
Well done.
That's pretty good.
Who got that?
That's good.
Raymond K. Hessel got Kennedy. Harpo Django Rose guessed Kennedy. And I think that may have been it. So well done.
Ooh.
Thrill House says Mayor Quimby, which I'm guessing is your impression.
That's Chowder. That's the one that comes to mind.
Okay. Question number 19. What character did Jack Gleeson play in TV's Game of Thrones?
Oh, I haven't seen it.
This
isn't good, is it? Let's go for it. Let's just...
not sure.
Jack Gleeson.
Jack Gleeson is.
Yeah. Is he Jon Snow?
He is not Jon Snow, no.
No, that's...
You're thinking of Kit Harington.
What's his name?
Kit Harington, that's it. I'll just name all the ones I know now.
Hum.
Have you seen it? Have you seen Game of Thrones, Robin?
I haven't, no.
Great question.
Fantastic question. I'm trying to think of all the famous faces that I do know and characters and then try to eliminate...
Who's there? There's...
Presumably he's...
There's the giant, but I presume he's a...
Oh, it could be.
He's Nordic, isn't he?
Are you guys likely to get this one, or should I move on?
I don't think
let's
so.
go for a guess. Martin prompted me. Hodor.
It's definitely not Hodor.
Hodor.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Sorry. I went to
I'll give you guys a clue.
Recording of a talk show, panel show with him in it.
No.
Yeah, he was nice. He was very nice.
I've been to a night out when he was DJing. He does a DJ set.
Well,
Hodor's DJing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I've never seen him anywhere.
Oh.
So is that to add in too? Yeah.
But your clue is his character, not the actor, but his character on the show is a little shit.
Oh.
Yeah, I know this. Because if it's the one I think it is, it went around as a meme, didn't it, of him dying? Joffrey.
It's Joffrey, yes, well done.
Yeah. Joffrey Baratheon?
Yeah, well done. You don't get points for that.
We called Rob Baratheon, didn't we?
Nice.
Well done.
Never really we called Rob Baratheon, but it happened.
So that was question number 19. Who got that in the chat? I think C.S. Drummerson was the first to guess. You guessed Jeffrey, but I'm going to give it to you. Very good.
I mean, that's what it's about. Like, Joffrey is just Jeffrey misspelled. And like, Rob Stark was Rob, but with two B's, wasn't it? And Jon Snow is just Jon. It's like, not very inspired.
Stark,
Jon Snow. Let's take some normal names and misspell them.
Daenerys Targaryen, she's a character, right?
Yeah.
Danny.
Yeah. Matt 101 guessed Joffrey Targaryen. So you're kind of half right. I'll give you a half a point for that. Well done.
What is he? What's his surname?
Baratheon?
Joffrey.
He is Targaryen, isn't he? He's like half Targaryen, half Baratheon. Is that right?
No. He's half Lannister, half Baratheon.
Sorry. Yeah, Targaryens are the white-haired ones who ride the dragons. You just said it, Daenerys. Right. And the Lannisters are the incestuous ones. That's right.
Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Sorry.
And Raymond K. Hessel guessed Jeffrey as well. So well done.
Okay.
And as Ruzy J points out, he's actually full Lannister, but yeah. Anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Question number 20. Here we go. The one I've been waiting for.
Right.
Okay.
What is the theme of this quiz?
Oh.
Whoa.
Let's have a think.
Whoa.
What is the theme of this quiz that I've just done?
Star.
Oh, Alex, you just blown my mind.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of any question now.
Yeah, so we had an answer. JFK said something. Jack Gleason played Joffrey. Okay. They're both called Jack. That might be a connection. We had Krakatoa was the loudest.
So I go through some of the answers? Or some of the questions?
That'd be great.
Okay, so the first answer was George Orwell. The second question was which Mexican drug lord escaped from prison. The third question was the Betty and Barney Hill UFO mystery. The fourth question was which country is credited with starting the tradition of decorating Christmas trees. Fifth question.
Alex, is this subject of our podcast episodes?
Of this season.
Of this season.
Very good.
Wow.
Yes. This season's episodes from 101 to 119. Just kind of like slightly related. So we didn't do Betty and Barney Hill UFO, but we did a UFO. So that was the Warminster UFO one.
Okay, right. Where did Joffrey fit into that?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
most evil kids in history.
Oh, I see.
Nice.
I see. Yeah.
Any others you wanna?
Keep on going through. Let's
get the answers.
Let's tie them in.
So, Germany starting the tradition of decorating Christmas trees. That was the Christmas log.
Christmas. Yep.
Which field of science? What was that one from? I think that was from was a difficult one.
So
we did one on AI.
That might have been what I was thinking of.
We definitely did an episode in the last year.
That was the one I was thinking of for psychic predictions, because I was like, predicting the future was kind of my thinking.
Okay, right.
Nice.
Name of the closest star to our solar system was the Space Facts podcast we did.
Cool.
Right, yeah.
Which mountain ranges between Russia and China was Russia's Area 51.
Okay.
Name of the evil fairy, Maleficent, was most evil women in history. True or false, pandas are considered to be bears, animals that defied evolution.
A panda, thumbnail, yep.
Name of the German Air Force was a World War II one we did.
Unsung World War II heroes.
Yeah, which actually, now that I've thought about it, that's probably misjudged that one a little bit. Next.
I mean, Martin did pick a Nazi, which is a bit weird.
Who voiced the character of Lord Farquaad in the movie Shrek? I think that was most evil men in history.
Okay, yeah.
It goes on and on and on.
Nice one, Alex. That was clever.
Really good.
That was clever.
Really good.
Yeah. That was good.
Oh,
yeah. Well done.
Well,
Very good.
I'm wondering if anyone guessed that. I'm guessing maybe not.
Let's have a look at the chat.
There was some history, war history, questionable politics, geography.
Questionable politics. That's good you say that. That's quality.
No.
Thrill House.
Thrill House is the theme Just Interesting podcast. Yes, well done.
Yeah.
And C.S. Drummerson,
Well done.
Just Interesting theme. So well done. Well done. Yeah. And Catchab says, somehow, despite losing most of the quizzes, Alex proves himself as the deserving winner of the trophy. I agree.
Very good. Very good. Now hand it over. Yeah.
Actually, speaking of, before we wipe the slate clean, I need to actually give you your point, Robin. So there you go. In all his glory.
One
well
brief
done.
shining moment.
Well done.
7
I
points.
was the winner of the leaderboard. Thank you. I have this my first time because we didn't have a leaderboard in the first season, did we? And I was.
Of course.
True.
I don't think
There you go.
Yeah.
Lovely.
So, before we, would you guys like?
my career.
Would you guys like the bonus question? Actually, I know we've had a lot of questions.
Wasn't the bonus question what ties these all together?
No, that was
the final
question
question.
20.
Okay. Cool.
So the bonus question.
My score is actually 11.
Yeah, don't.
That's fine.
So I'll give you.
Milk this moment.
Robin wants an extra point. I'll give him an extra point.
I'm just milking the moment, and I'm going to have a transfusion and die.
Well, Martin, I swear I didn't plan this, but Robin did reveal in the podcast that he did this very recently, so he may have an advantage here. But the bonus question is, how long in minutes would it take to watch the entire extended cut of the Lord of the Rings trilogy?
Do you have the exact minute?
I do. It's down to the exact minute, yeah.
No. I mean, does Robin have the exact minute?
That's a really interesting challenge, isn't it? So the third film is 4 hours. So that's 240 minutes, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
The second film is 3.5 hours, I think, which would be 210 minutes. So that would be 450 minutes. The first film is just under 3 hours, which would be, say, 175. Let's say 175. So that would be, let's say 175 add 450, which is 575, 600 and...
I'd want to rush him along, but I want to actually see how close he can get.
Yeah.
So it's not 615, but it's close. I'm going to say 618.
619.
Martin, you are closer. I've got 686 minutes, Robin.
Oh, right. I miscalculated massively.
I thought they were all about
So I underestimated the length of...
I haven't fact-checked that,
two
though,
films.
but I don't fact-check on this podcast, so someone can prove me wrong if that's incorrect. But
no, the fourth one's absolutely 4 hours long, probably just a little bit over. And
feels like it by the end as well.
Yeah.
I did them all back to back in one day
two.
with my friend. We watched them all in one day.
Yeah.
And the extended ones. And my dad came to... We were about 15, 16. Yes, that's what you do when you're 15, 16. And my dad came to pick me up at the end of it. And I was like, no, it's just finishing. And they were about to get on the boat. My goodness. It's about an hour and 15 minutes left.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, I think the closest...
extended editions... So the extended editions, I just realized the mistake I made is that I may be thinking about how long the films are, which is when I stop watching them. But the extended edition credits are actually about 20 minutes each because they do the credits for the films and then they stick the Lord of the Rings fan club And there's like thousands of names of the fan club on the end credits.
Yeah.
So each of them has about 20 minutes of credits, which probably is what I'm not counting for. Anyway, you're saying, Alex.
Well, the closest in the chat was C.S. Drummerson on 700 minutes. And he said he just knew the whole thing was roughly 12 hours and multiplied it by 60 in his head. So there you go.
If I'd gone first, I would have just done that. I would have gone 4 hours times 3.
Yeah.
And next, I believe, was Sam Mainman with 655, 655 minutes. And then I think maybe it was Catch Up with 623. So well done. Apologies if I've missed anyone there. But yes, well done. And fellas, would you like the riddle? The answer to the riddle?
Oh, yeah, goodness. This was quite the riddle. So yeah,
did anyone in the chat get this one? I'll read it out again. So the riddle. With thieves I can sort, with the vilest in short. I'm quite at ease in depravity, yet all divines use me, and savants can't lose me, for I am the century of gravity. What am I?
No, I
think it's a letter in one of those words. I think there's a letter that's common to all those words, but I can't figure it out.
So I'll read it one more time for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Were you thinking like the way in which Alex is speaking the words?
Yeah, I think that's
I'll read it again.
Okay.
With thieves I can sort, with the vilest in short.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm quite at ease in depravity, yet all divines use me, and savants can't lose me, for I am the century of gravity.
It's the letter V.
It's the letter V. Yes, well done.
That's cool. That's cool.
I think, and century in that context, I think is actually, doesn't that mean the center of a word?
I'm guessing.
Because it's like in the middle of gravity.
Right in the middle, yeah. 3 letters either side.
I thought that was quite a good one.
That was a good one, yeah. I mean, thank you for reading it 5 or 6 times before we got it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would have struggled. But yeah,
wonderful.
That was a good one. Yeah,
that was good.
Well,
and thank you for a great episode and a good quiz.
It's been a bit of
thank you, Martin, for being a noble challenger.
Oh no, very well done, Robin. Thoroughly deserved and a great quiz. Alex as well. It was really good.
Thank you very much. Yeah, congratulations, Robin. And we shall see everyone in the next season. Let us know, actually, if anyone has any topic ideas that they'd like to see us cover, and do let us know.
Oh my gosh.
And thanks again for everyone who supports us over on Patreon and here on YouTube, our YouTube members. We really appreciate it.
We do indeed.
Yeah, thanks everyone so much. And this one's been a bit of a mammoth session, so yeah. Hope you guys have enjoyed it, and we shall see you next time.
Yes, see you next season.
Bye. See you in the next season.
Which will in fact be just next week. Cool.
Probably,
yes.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.